got it. This meeting, preparing, setting up. Oh, I'm not watching. I like to watch. Meeting is not being live. So we are live, I think. Oh, there it is. Now I can. I just have to.
We are live.
We're live on the YouTube. So welcome, friends of every Rush song. We are live talking on YouTube.
Nice. It's a little atmosphere.
Is cool.
Fly my night away from here. Change my life again. Fly my night! Here. My ship isn't coming. And I just can't pretend. Whoa! I look
Right,
like Al's eyes.
Hey, Tim, guess what?
What?
I like beer.
Well, now, DJ.
I like beer.
Do you like?
Really? Do you really like beer? Or are you just seeing that you got a beer in front of you and you're just naming the first thing that you see?
I like beer.
Okay.
Oh, I made the lights go out.
Anger him again, he'll bring fire. All right.
Oh, there we go.
Live on YouTube. We thought we'd take some time to share some listener responses because it's fun. And Jay spoke to a person in public, IRL, in real life. Tim got some texts from a friend who listens. And then I've got some YouTube comments on some videos. So who wants to go first, or who wants me to go first?
I would like
you to go first.
You to go first. And when I say you, I mean you.
Okay.
Shame.
Okay, so the first one.
It is Shane, isn't it? Sorry.
It's spelled with a Y, but it's actually pronounced Alien Necromancer.
Okay, got it.
But I appreciate your asking, because some people just pronounce my name without the Y, and it's rude.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
So this is from a post where I posted a poll asking if people wanted us to cover an album from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, or 2000s Rush. And so far, the 80s is winning the poll. And I guess and this was before or after we decided to start with Power Windows. And Brent commented, I think it's a great album to start with, Power Windows. Or Grace Under Pressure would be fine as well. Enjoying the episode so far, guys. Great job.
That's number two. That is number two on my list.
Is it? Well, you know what, Tim? This is not which album should we discuss next.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying that that album would be number two.
Well,
Pictures is number one, and everything else is tied for two.
I like that suggestion, though. I like Grace Under Pressure.
I didn't see that. Now it makes sense. Is that Baby Shark? Do Baby Shark?
Oh, shut up.
Then Gary D, we're talking about, he was responding to our witch hunt episode, said, that was cool. Been a Rush fan since the late 70s. Looking forward to more of your analysis of Rush songs. Thank you. And then an answer from someone that recommended 2112 as an album to cover next. One of his favorites, important to him for other reasons, a certain time of his life, maybe just how it compares to other albums and why it's so different. And then this one I really liked, because this one exemplified how the three of us dig into these songs like a digging thing, like not one of those tri-cranes at Chuck E. Cheese where you think you're going to get a prize, but you don't. Like true.
That's digging. All a scam. It's all a scam.
I know it's a scam. It's a plan devised by the government to bring us down.
Exactly. It's the My Pillow guy.
But Jay, this might be a coincidence or not. My Fat Hands.
Yeah.
Responded with, I've listened to that song 1,000 times and never realized there were airships.
Well, all right.
Welcome, world. You are welcome.
Well, you know what? I didn't either until we discussed it and one of you explained it. So,
well, I didn't either until we were talking about it, and I saw the part about the turbine freights and the air cars, and then I'm like, oh wow, these are air cars, air freights, like on the Clockwork Angels, which I haven't read yet because y'all won't let us discuss that album next.
Yeah,
Mm.
y'all won't
Yeah.
let us.
Yeah.
You two, Tim Gilded Bangkok, and hey Tim, guess what? Jay. You know what? The third most fun of all this is picking out funny names for Zoom.
What's the second most fun?
The rest of them.
I agree. I could
ranking methodology to say the rest of them. All right. So yeah, Tim, I've been very interested in what your friend, a bass player, had to say about some things that we talked about in conversations on social that we talked about.
Well, right. And let me bring up the lights. There we go. Okay. This comes from my friend, Randy, who is an excellent bass player. I mean, this guy, he knows his stuff.
That's not what you were telling us before we. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I've changed my mind because of some other things he has said recently. But he sent me a text talking about our episode on Secret Touch. And he says, your buddy is almost on the mark about Geddy's sound.
Me?
I'm assuming he must be talking about you, Alien Necromancer.
It's almost on the mark, Shay. Did you hear that?
Yeah, almost on the mark about Geddy's sound.
It's like hand grenades and horseshoes.
He says he wasn't using solid state amps, Ampeg, SVT, tube amps on the album. So it wasn't the coils from a solid state amp. Instead, it was actually the coils in his pickups. He said in interviews that he would never let anyone take the pickups out of that 72 Jazz he bought in Kalamazoo to examine them because it made this ridiculously unique and aggressive sound. And he didn't want any tech, even Scully, Geddy's bass tech, accidentally changing it.
That's cool.
Yeah, he also said that on Secret Touch, he'd been tinkering with these different distortion pedals, and he found this setting that made his bass sound like French horns when playing those chords during the intro. So the
French horns.
And Alex is doing and Geddy's just plucking those horns or those chords, made it sound like French horns. Then during the mixing and mastering, they got that original bad mix, and it amplified the buzz from his hands, his left hand fingering and right hand slapping the strings. And then he gave a close comparison. He said to listen to My Favorite Headache, the bass has a similar buzzing sound. And he says he's almost positive he recorded that through Ampegs too. The difference is the final mixing between My Favorite Headache and Vapor Trails.
Wow.
So
that,
I mean,
I love that.
So he was talking about the Secret Touch, the original version, the original recording had the buzzing sound.
Yes.
And the 2013 remix, they changed, they fixed that, I guess.
I guess in the mixing process, it fixed it.
I need to listen to that again because I couldn't really figure out much.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and listen to the original and then listen to the remix.
Yeah.
And that was what I'd said, is that a lot of times I can kind of tell. I can't play it. I mean, I can't play it because, Geddy's phenomenal, but I could kind of at least hear or tell what he was doing. But on that, I had no idea. So that's fascinating to hear from a really good bass player. Cool. Tell your friend thanks, Tim. That's awesome.
No, I'm not
Thank
going
you.
to tell him anything. I am going
Steven, that's
to
a better
tell.
idea. I like your plan.
Really? Okay. I would like to hit him on something though.
Ooh.
Recently, as
Controversy.
we are now going through every song on the Power Windows album.
Yes, we are. Every
Yeah.
Power Windows.
So he made a comment on the episode where we're, just the preliminary. Hey, we're going to be talking about Power Windows, and we sort of quickly went through the songs, but not in depth. So I had apparently made the comment that Power Windows was the first album. Basically, it would go back to 2112 because Neil had not introduced on the studio album his famous Neil Peart ride rhythm. He introduced that on La Villa Strangiato from Hemispheres, and it was a mistake. He was trying to do something else, and that's what he came up with. But so you hear it on Hemispheres, you hear the ride rhythm Permanent Waves, Moving Pictures, Signals, Grace Under Pressure, but it's not on Power Windows. And he tried to tell me how disappointed he was in me saying, and you call yourself a Rush fan and a huge Neil Peart fan, and you don't know that he does the ride rhythm at the last jam section of Middletown Dreams. Randy, I can't get the damn light to come on. There we go. Randy,
helped him.
I'm going to tell you something right now, mister. Don't you ever call me out again on text messages or any other kind of social media format, because you don't know what you're talking about. You stay to bass, okay? You just stay on bass, and I'll handle the drums, because he doesn't play that on Middletown Dreams. Now Geddy is doing a do 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 do. So Neil on the ride is going da 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 da. It's da 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 da, not da 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 da. That's the Neil Peart ride rhythm.
So Wingardium
Leviosa. I ban you.
So we're gonna see him. You're gonna see him face to face, one-on-one at the Sportatorium this Saturday night in Dallas.
Actually, Jay, I think he's going to see him at church Sunday morning.
Church. Okay, well, yeah.
Same thing.
Well,
I mean,
whatever comes first. Either the Sportatorium with after that match, it'll be a six-man tag team. Kevin Von Erich and his kids versus any remaining members of the Freebirds.
Wow, there's some throwback 80s wrestling in North Texas talk.
That's right.
Yes. Gotta love that stuff.
But Randy, we thank you. We thank you for listening and paying attention.
Yeah. Mostly thank you for calling out
Tim. Comments back to yourself, okay?
But I think to your points, we definitely appreciate you listening, whether you're right or wrong. And apparently, according to Tim, you're wrong.
But I think you're right.
He is on that point. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, boy. We'll leave the drumming to you,
Leviosa. Tim. Randy, Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Isn't that like a Harry Potter reference?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Are we still on the air?
I think so.
All right. Which album should we cover first? George Does Stuff. I think when it has a title like that, it looks like George Does Stuff has a YouTube channel of his own. I haven't had a chance to check out his videos yet because I'm awful. But I was asking which album to start with. I can't find the comment, but someone, maybe it was on Twitter, suggested that we start with Rush and go through the albums chronologically. I don't hate that idea.
It's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late now because we were most of the way through Power Windows and we have Hemisphere's up next. But
But
George
the
Does
biggest-
Stuff from YouTube said that we should start with the most recent, which I guess would be Clockwork Angels, and work our way backwards.
Well, then we're just copying Rush in the way that they did the R40 tour.
Is
And
that
we
a
don't
bad
want to
thing?
copy Rush.
We don't we?
No,
we?
I don't. No, because I think we always want to
Well,
keep
why
the
not?
listeners and viewers guessing on what we're going to be talking about next. And if they know the
Oh.
order, and
Oh.
let's say they don't really care for A Farewell to Kings, well, we're not going to have
Shut your
them
mouth.
viewing and listening to us. I mean,
They
they
might want
could
to.
easily tune
Yeah.
out as soon as they figure
True.
out, hey, they're
We
talking
want-
about Closer to the Heart.
We want everybody viewing and listening or listening to all of the episodes because it's an education. It's an education for all of us, especially me, to hear some of the, get some opinions, find out some details you might not have known, and you actually really listen to the lyrics or the music, which I've been really doing with Power Windows. And yeah, so America,
But-
I love you.
And I hope that we've made clear that we're very familiar with Rush, but I don't think any of us think of ourselves as experts, except for Tim. Tim's definitely an expert.
Tim's as
And
close to an expert as
We
yeah.
want this thing to be the start of a conversation. We definitely don't see these episodes as being the last word. We hope it's the beginning of a conversation where you can tell us what you think.
And we're definitely
World,
not the last
Earth.
word, especially me.
Yeah.
When it comes to Rush.
Yeah.
And I want to mention George, who made the comment. I don't know if he made that one, but I do know that he has a podcast called My Fat Hands, and people should check it out. He's a drummer himself, Tim.
I
All
did not
right.
know that.
Yeah.
I knew they were funny. I knew My Fat Hands was funny, pretty funny, but
Yeah.
I
did not know that. That's weird,
Yeah.
wild, wacky stuff.
And it's my understanding back in the day, he used to be pretty darn good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Also from George Does Stuff. After watching this video documentary, after watching this, our episode on Xanadu, where I titled it purposely Searching for the Lost Xanadu, because we do mention in that episode where Xanadu probably is. We did literally search for Xanadu, and I'm pretty sure I found it. So you're welcome for that.
And I'm pretty sure, isn't there a pleasure dome there in Xanadu?
Not so much anymore.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's kind of, but I mean, you could make of it what you will when you get there, if you know what I'm saying.
That's right.
On the
That
road.
sounds like a
There's
brand of
know what I'm
condoms,
saying.
by the way.
I think there's
What?
a pleasure dome off of Harry Hines.
No, I was gonna say it sounds like a brand of condoms. Pleasure dome, ribbed for her pleasure.
Anyway,
Xanadu
George,
condoms. Try the pleasure dome.
I'm trying
Don't
so hard
worry,
to keep
you
this
won't be
PG.
decreed by Kubla Khan.
Pleasure dome now with the sunroof.
it does have a sunroof. George Does Stuff. After watching this video documentary, after watching this, our episode on Xanadu, the documentary Behind the Lighted Stage came on. I started looking at pictures of the band from the 70s, and it occurred to me they look like Tolkien characters: Alex the Elf, Getty the Dwarf, and Neil the Wizard. That was pretty funny.
Speaking of that, that was a
You did
great
say-
documentary.
You did say that George is funny, and I like that.
That is a great documentary, by the way.
It is, and I don't want to get off talking about that because we'll do episodes on the docs and the live concerts and all that good stuff. But it's like with every band, and it happened. Look, Beyond the Lighted Stage could be 4,800 hours. If I was in the editing booth, nothing would be left on the floor.
Yeah, right.
It would be everything. They spend so much time in the beginning years, and they did pretty good with each album. But once you got past Moving Pictures, it was like a really quick hit. Signals, Grace Under Pressure, Power One. You know, a lot of, you just went through it really quick. You know,
Yeah.
But seriously, 4,800 hours of a documentary would be awesome on Rush, because that's what I want. I want the behind the music on every single album, going through every single song.
48. Wait, that's what we're doing. We don't need 4,800 hours.
But we're guessing at stuff.
Well, see, it would, or at the very least, it'd be nice if it was as long as the Tom Petty documentary, running down a dream. It clocks in at a 4 hours and 19 minutes.
Oh,
wow. So, Jay, what did our friend George have to say in the person IRL?
Oh, we just talked about our various podcasts. I didn't have anything to add here.
That's all right. All right, Tim, you had another message. We're live, folks, live, unscripted and live.
Did I have another message? Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, he got on to me about, apparently he thought I said that I did not consider Signals as the first keyboard era Rush album.
Yeah,
I don't believe that's what I ever said, Randy. I believe I said I keep going back and forth. Now, me and him recently did have a conversation about this, and I explained to him that, yes, there's a lot more keyboards on Signals coming off of Moving Pictures, but the guitar parts on the songs were still up in your face enough. It wasn't, and even Grace Under Pressure, Alex, the guitar is there. It was Power Windows where it's really so heavily keyboard, and it's Alex just doing a bunch of wah.
I think basically it's
came on.
I think it's basically Power Windows is when the synthesizer, the keyboard kind of took center stage, because previously it was there, but it wasn't in your face like it was on Power Windows.
Right. And so that's why I keep going back and forth on Signals. And I've listened to Signals all the way through here recently. And I'm going, yeah, there is more keyboards on it. But that's something I would expect. There was more keyboards on Moving Pictures than Permanent Waves, than on Hemispheres. Yes, they were learning how to implement these new sounds into their songwriting, into their songs. And so, yeah, you got more and more. But Randy, once again, you're wrong.
There it is.
Sunday.
Morning worship services began at 9
Right.
a.m.
The morning worship begins at 9. The ass kicking starts at noon.
That's right. And Randy's going to come out to do and then he'll
Bad
come
Street
out
USA.
and yes, and he'll be out on the stage and waving his dumb Louisiana flag, because that's where he's from.
And you're going to come out to
and then you're going to hear the lights go down again, and you're going to hear boom, jacket, boom, jacket, boom, jacket, a modern day warrior, mean stride. Today's democracy, mean bride. And the girls are going to go crazy, and we're only going to play a little bit of a cut of that, and then it's going to go. and I'm going to be running down, and all the girls are going to be, grabbing at me and stuff, and I'll try to make it through the aisles and in between the pews.
He's going to be stand back, Satan, unmarried.
Right.
The pews. Wow.
Yes.
I want to. I think
Yeah,
I might want to go to Tim's church.
See, that would be great if we still had pews, but we don't. We've got the chairs. But it would be great if wrestling was held in churches with pews.
Oh man!
So and if it was one of those Texas no hold bars,
didn't there used to be
everything goes and you pick up a pew and throw it at somebody?
Didn't there used to be like a Christian wrestling circuit, and if not, there should be one?
Yeah, I think there was.
Yeah, I know there was some back in.
I think it was. Yeah, they held it at Euless Junior High.
Okay.
Then our friend Brent came back from our live discussion of the Live in YYZ album. Remember that? I was at my kid's house in Florida. Tim was out in the frozen tundra of North Texas. He said, and this is cool. This is very cool. Hey guys, great episode once again. Y'all crack me up. Probably mostly Tim. I have this album as well and continue to enjoy it as much as I can, and can't wait for the concert they will release for the Signals anniversary. I ordered a case of Rush Golden Ale about a month ago from the one and only distributor out of New Jersey. I think it's supposed to be shipping soon. Remember we talked about a road trip to get some of this beer?
Yeah.
Brent says, I think a road trip to Henderson Brewery, I can't say brewery, is a great idea. You can stop in each state and meet up with Rush fans on their favorite breweries and sample their brews. How great of an idea.
We could do
that is a great idea.
We could do a combo, Brent, every Rush song,
I think, Beer
Thursday road trip.
Oh my goodness.
Two shows in one.
Brent, you're in charge.
Two shows in one.
Yeah, and then he went on to say that he has a local brewery with the Rush pinball machine, and asked if we'd ever played that.
No.
Have you played it? Have y'all played the Rush pinball machine?
No.
It's pretty.
There's a Rush pinball machine at I'm told at Free Play in Richardson. I haven't been over there. Yeah, I need to run over there and check it out.
Okay, stop recording. Let's go.
No. The caravan.
Thank you very kindly.
There's one. I was at a brewery when I was visiting my kid in Tampa, and there's a brewery there called Seventh Son, which is they had a cool metal theme going on there, and they had the pinball machine there, so pretty cool.
Was it the seventh son of the seventh son of the seventh son?
Seventh son of a seventh son. Seventh son of a seventh son. Okay, this isn't every Iron Maiden song. George Dustuff. I hated Grace Under Pressure so much, I literally threw the cassette out of the window of my van while driving. That's right. I threw a Rush cassette out of a custom band from the 70s.
I don't know which one is cooler.
I know. I told him that's one of my life goals now is to throw a cassette out of a custom band from the 70s.
No. Wait, is there a follow-up to that? Did he?
No. He was just talking.
To listen?
That was in response to our least favorite albums.
Yeah, but still,
he didn't. I guess his least favorite album was Grace Under Pressure. He chucked the cassette out the window.
Oh, see,
and then I like this one too. This is on our Xanadu, and this person I think was giving a nod to Tim with this comment. Septic Topics, and I quote. I'm also going to read it from the screen right over here. There were no overdubs in the live stage left version. Geddy played the guitar melody on the double neck while Alex arpeggiated that one chord at the end on the 12 string. I thought you guys were fans.
I don't remember us ever saying that it was overdubbed.
I did. I said that there were overdubs on Exit Stage Left, and particularly on Xanadu. I did say that. I own it. I will own up to that. But I thought
know,
it was
some
cool that he
people-
stole Tim's line where he's always questioning about whether or not we're Rush fans. I thought that was
Yeah.
You know what?
that was
Some
like
pe-
another level
Yes.
of the
some
show.
people, some bands should overdub, some bands shouldn't. I'm talking
Yeah.
to you, Kiss.
Right. Just stop it. Stop it.
There we are.
please.
That's some YouTube comments there. New show, so we don't have a lot yet. And y'all have anything else?
I've got nothing. I just would like to know when our friendly, kind listener viewers can watch or listen to, or both, a episode of Every Rush song. When is that?
Every Friday morning. And the
Every
new
Friday.
episode gently and respectfully drops into your podcast playing app as well as your YouTube viewing apparatus.
Like that U2 album a few years ago on Apple, or no?
No, YouTube. YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
So,
Okay.
yeah. So, yes, friends of Every Rush song, please continue to bless us with your comments, your thoughts, your corrections. We are not the last authority. We are not above being corrected, except for Tim.
True.
That is true.
And
Any-
Tim is never wrong. Right?
No.
Wrong,
Almost hardly
right.
ever. He is right at least 15% of the time.
And of that
At
time,
least.
he's right 60% of the time.
Right.
15% of the time, he's right 60% of the time.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
Well, this live, I'm going to see. Actually, I haven't been looking to see if we have any. Yep. No one currently commenting. Show's
It's
still.
too-
Is there anybody even listening or watching?
Not right now. They'll
Uh-oh.
watch it after. I'm quite certain.
Okay. Oh, so people
Please
can still
watch.
watch this?
Yeah. It'll stay up.
Oh.
It'll stay on. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
unless we are too embarrassed by anything. But all right. Well, the three of us are going to record a couple more episodes, and we will see you in your ears. I'm gonna
Yes.
stick with that
See
one.
you in your
I'm going to
ears.
stick with that one.
That's-
Tim, take us out.
Thank you, Jay. We thank you so much, Okinawa. Thank